Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon Sella for Kids First from Miami, Florida, and I'm going to be talking about Captain America Civil War. Boom! So as far as the plot goes, it starts off with several members of the Avengers going on a bunch of missions. Now it gets pointed out to them later on that wherever they go, it seems that death and tragedy seem to follow. They point out that in New York, in Washington, Africa, and now Sokovia, there are civilian deaths, there's millions and billions of dollars in property losses. So governments and UN officials present to the Avengers the Sokovian Accords, which is basically a document that states that the Avengers and several other superheroes can only act when they're being told to, so they can't just go out willy-nilly into any conflict. Captain America, played by Chris Evans, disagrees with this. Robert Downey Jr., or Iron Man, agrees with this, saying that we should come together with all these governments and basically create a treaty with the Avengers and with several others. Then Captain America goes rogue, meets up with his buddies, they form a group, Iron Man and his group, they team up, and then there's a big conflict, which is just marvelous, no pun intended. So I can go on and on about things in this film that I found to be spectacular, but I'll just name a few right now. For example, the story is extremely well written. It's rare to see a film that the characters involved, they all have a say in the story and their actions are respected. Captain America says that we need to be free with our powers and that we're not soldiers. Now Iron Man says that we can't just have a bunch of superheroes running around doing what they want. And everyone else in between, they all have actions, and it's understandable to an extent. So that's one thing. The other thing is the brutal fights that occur. You think superheroes and you think, oh well, there are these gladiators that clash and there's like, it's a spectacle. No, with this there are brutal fights. That's why I think this film should be simply for older kids and adults, because the brutality of these fights, the sound effects and the visual effects of the fights are so realistic that you think, oh man, something bad could happen. Which brings me to my next point, that you don't really know what's going to happen. In typical superhero movies, it's the hero versus the villain. Very simple to follow. With Captain America Civil War, they take that out. It's hero versus hero. So you as the audience member has to decide, do I stick with this guy? Do I stick with this guy? Oh, well, I understand what he's coming from. Oh, but he's so cool. And that's what really brings out the emotion in this film. That you don't know, is your favorite superhero going to die in this film? And that is really what sums it up. That there is a sense of realism, a sense of realistic consequences in this film that truly brings out the best in characters, in the plot, in the storytelling of it. And that's why I truly think that this is a great film. So as far as the rating I would give this film, I would give Captain America Civil War 5 shields out of 5 for the just incredibly well-written story, the beautiful visual effects, and the brutal, awesome fight scenes that you have in between all the just masterfully well-written dialogue, like I said before. So, for Kids First, I'm Brandon Sella. You guys have a good one.